So let's walk through that. If there were three things, let's say I'm an author that did a huge thing, started the book, wrote the book, finished the book, published the book. But what are like the top three things now that I've woken up and realized if I thought writing a book was a lot of work, promoting and marketing books even more. Yep. So what are the top three things that you would go talk us through? What are those things that we need to address in what order?
So you want to, and specifically about maybe getting our book out there?
To just start, why did I write the book? It's because I wanted people to read it and change the world in some way, their world in some way.
Yep.
Help me
so
out there.
I think you should also, and maybe you've already written a book, but and you can write it as, say, a passion project like I even did with my book. But I think the very first step is to I think you hit on it, Steve, is why are you writing this thing, right? Like, what's the purpose? Are you trying to get more leads for your business, or are you wanting a platform to speak about, the issues that you're addressing in the book, whether that's the environment or bowel disease or whatever it might be, right? So I think that's the very first step. And if you've already written a book, hey, you can always write another as well, right? Mm-hmm. So it's not like the end of the world if you feel like you've written a book about something you don't want to push forward in a certain way. But if you're in that good place and you're like, hey, I wrote this thing because, I do maybe want to start a business, and what I feel a book's great for is a huge lead in and that credibility builder, right? For others to say, hey, this person is an expert in this area, and it gives you an instant credibility to then start to do things like we're doing now, right? To get on podcasts, to speak on stage. And so leading into what I feel like the number one thing I would do, and as an author, and even as a podcaster or business owner, I feel like podcasting and guest podcasting is a huge opportunity without even spending any money at all, right? It's your time, which, equates to money, but it's an opportunity to let other people know who you are, what you offer. Because at the end of the day, I think all of us have that same problem, especially as business owners, right? Like, you have this incredible thing, and I grew up seeing my dad, who was a great inventor, and he invented a bunch of stuff, but he just didn't know how to tell everybody about it. And I think obscurity is our biggest challenge as authors, podcasters, and business owners. So my number one tip would be get on as many podcasts as you can, and there's ways to make the most of your time as well by saying, okay, what are the most popular shows? Maybe those are the ones you might want to focus on, but you might just want to have some experience doing it, and it's a fun thing to do, right? And you never know who's listening or who might pick up that episode even a year down the road, because that content's out there, it's living. And a new fan of the show might go back to that first episode, or that episode that's 50 episodes deep or 25, and say, oh, I'll check this one out. So that's the main thing, and we can dive into how I create some tools and ways to do that. But number one, get that in order, and along with that is platforms like LinkedIn. I feel like there's a lot of opportunity there, especially for authors to connect and collaborate and have that one-on-one connection, which I feel like the world is craving a bit more now than I spoke about automation before, which I think is still necessary. Mm-hmm. But also the personal connection with people that I think others are tired of just seeing an email where they're like, buy this thing, but they also want that connection with somebody. And if you can create that, especially by getting on somebody else's show, and starting your own show like you've done, Steve, as well, you just have that chance to connect personally more than any kind of other medium, I think, because without I just think this time that we have now, like, what other time do you have actually sitting and talking one-on-one with somebody it's pretty rare, right? Even if you're hanging out with your family or friends, it's like you're watching TV a little bit, you're having side conversations, but to have a focused 30 minutes or an hour conversation is pretty rare. Those are a couple of things. I think other thing is to, and we don't want to necessarily spend the money, but there's, I think you got to advertise, right? And a book is a great way. You can charge, something under $10, for example, for a digital version of your book. And if you have the systems behind it, and I know, Steve, you know all about this, is that book can lead to so many other opportunities to help somebody on the other end of that, whether that's a course or a one-on-one coaching or group coaching. And to me, that book is just an opportunity to present yourself as that expert to give them help before you really help them out.
Mm-hmm. Hey, thanks for watching these Golden Nuggets. And as a reward, I got another big fat Golden Nugget just for you. I wrote this book for you to help you get your act together online so you can grow your business better. You're searching, you want to learn. This is a great book. Grab the book, grow your business.
Amazing, right?